Hey there, this is Stephen Boffa from Tug. I'm an SEO account director in our Toronto location. In this tutorial today, I'm going to teach you about local SEO, and I'm going to give you some tips, some basic tips, yet very important tips on how to optimize for local SEO for your business. So let's get started. All right. So a bit of an intro to SEO and local SEO. What is search engine optimization? In a nutshell, it is the strategy to optimize your website's visibility and relevance within search engines like Google. Why do local businesses need it? They heavily rely on SEO, so their businesses can appear in Google Maps, which will provide searchers and potential customers directions, store hours, contact information, and a bunch of other things too, which could be useful for somebody searching for a product or service that you offer. This is just an image of a picture of the map pack, which you may see in Google when doing a search. For example, this came up when I did a search for pet food near me. And the map pack generally appears between the paid ad section and the organic listings. These results are generated based off of proximity, relevance, and prominence. So I will get to that further into the deck here. So I've always said there's four really good components of local SEO. There is the NAP, which is the name, address, phone number. So you're going to want this information displayed on your website. There's local information displayed across pages. So for example, having a good About Us page, having a good contact page. If you have multiple locations for your business, it's a good idea to set up locations as well, location pages. Thirdly, there is setting up your Google My Business account and profile. This is probably the single most important thing that you can do, and we'll spend some time talking about it in greater detail. And then managing your reviews. Now, your reviews can be through Google, they can be on Yelp, they can be on various other directories, but a solid review management strategy is key. So talking a bit more about NAP, or name, address, phone number, we want to make sure that it's displayed in an area on your website which can be easily accessed and easily crawled by search engines. So places like in the footer of your website or the header, a side panel perhaps, on your contact information page, About Us page. These areas of your website are very important to display this information in a very clear and kind of prominent manner. It's also really important that you ensure that your NAP info matches your NAP info on local directories such as Yellow Pages, Yelp, 411, and of course Google My Business. When these things match, it will basically prevent confusion from search engines for this type of information about your business. So it's also really important to have a detailed about and contact page. It's actually quite critical to have these pages. Google does search for these pages within company websites. You can put a lot of information in there. For example, on your About Us page, you can have, your business location, details about your company, your mission statement. You can have information about your employees. This is a very positive signal for Google. A lot of companies go above and beyond on this page, and it truly can make a difference for search engines, and not only for search engines, but for customers too. Trying to make a buying decision, they'll often check out a company's About page and read up a little bit about them. The same can be said for the Contact Us page. This page should have your phone number, your address. Often we'll have a form that where someone can send you a message. Basically a variety of ways that customers can reach you. So these 2 pages are critical. Another good idea is if you have multiple locations for your business, say you're located in various parts of the same city, or perhaps you're in different cities across the country, or different cities across the globe. It's really a good idea to have a dedicated page for each location. Our website, tugagency.com, does this well for our London, Berlin, Sydney, and Toronto offices. These pages, can include precise information about, the specific location, directions to that specific location, operating hours, staff members, pictures, products offered, perhaps clients that you work with. You can get creative with it, but the important thing is it is a good idea to have these kind of individual location pages and to make them unique as well. You don't want to have the exact same info shown across all of them. So yeah, we want these pages to be as unique as possible. So now I'm going to talk about Google My Business. As I mentioned before, this is probably the most important thing you can do for local SEO for your business. It can generate more online activity. It can increase homepage click-through rates by up to 30%. Businesses find, when they do have a verified listing, they're twice as likely to be considered reputable. And according to the study, 79% of users report that having additional business information on the search engine results page would allow them to find a business that better matches what they are looking for. So that additional business information can really just be your company's Google My Business or GMB card that's displayed when they're looking up your company details. So Google My Business helps with appearing in the local map pack. It will provide directions to your business location. It will provide a phone number to contact you. It will have your business hours, and it will also have customer reviews. It also has things like images. So sometimes a customer will want to see an image of your physical location. What your business looks like, on a street view, or it may have images about the products that you offer. So there's lots of different ways that it can help. So this is an example of a GMB listing. So for the search here, Ascari King West, it's an Italian restaurant. When you do a search for the actual restaurant name, this is what you will see on the right-hand side. You will get, just a basic overview of the GMB dashboard as a searcher. As you can see there's a call button, a directions button. You can save it, this information to your phone or desktop. And then there's also a button for your website. You can click into it further to see where it's located on the actual Google Maps. And on the left side is just an image of what you would see if it was your own listing. So this is not public to other searchers, but if you have a verified listing and you're logged into your Gmail account and you did a search, you would get this little dashboard, which can help give you some insights about your business and how people are interacting with it through search. So setting up your GMB profile is critical to your success, obviously, with GMB. So to get started, you'll want to go to google.com/business. It's really easy to set up. It'll take you step by step through the whole process. You're going to want to sign in through your Google or Gmail account to do this. But yeah, to get started, you just enter your business name. And then nextly, you want to confirm if you have a physical location for customers. So this is important, and I get this question a lot. can you have a GMB profile if you do not have a physical storefront location? And the answer is yes, you can do that. As you know, a lot of businesses these days strictly operate online, especially during COVID. This type of thing is very important. So yes, you can confirm that, or you can create a GMB profile even if you don't have a storefront. And then you're going to need to verify your listing. So there's a few ways you can actually do this. The most popular is via postcard. So when you're going through the steps, you enter a contact name and your business address, and then Google will actually physically mail you a postcard with a code on it, which you'll then enter in later into GMB to verify. It sounds a little bit old-fashioned, but it's what Google's been doing for a very long time. They've had good success doing this. As I mentioned, there are a few other ways which you can verify your business. Most local businesses do verify by mail. However, like I said before, some are service area businesses and are strictly online. So you'll need other ways to verify, and you can do that through email, by the phone, or through Google Search Console. The fastest way actually is through Google Search Console. So if you have a profile set up there, you can do it rather easily. It also is important to note that due to COVID-19, you may get, you may experience some delays receiving your postcard if that is the method that you choose to verify your account with. So that is important to note. So this is some screenshots of a GMB dashboard. There's a lot of information here. I'll talk about some of the key features. So there is a navigation on the left-hand side with a whole bunch of buttons, which will bring you to various sections of GMB. It's also important to kind of realize that this section has really expanded over the years. So Google is constantly updating and adding features to GMB, which they believe will help business owners operate their listings. They've also done recent updates for COVID, which is important, as you can see in this kind of top little screenshot here. Staying connected during COVID-19. You can let customers know about changes for your business. You can let them know, if you offer online services or on-site pickups, maybe your hours have changed. This is kind of the section where you would update these things. Other important areas within this dashboard are for your info. So that's another area you're probably going to want to update as soon as you verify your account. So within the info section, you'll have, you can input your website URL. You can set your category for your business type. That's also where you can update your store hours, and holiday hours too is an important thing to keep in mind. If you're closed for a specific holiday, you're going to want your customers to know that, so you would update your hours there. There's an Insights tab, which gives you some good feedback on how your business is performing in search. It will give you, information about how many people are clicking the directions button through on the Google search engine results page. How many people are clicking your website URL? What keywords they're using to find your business? Directions to your business. A bunch of useful bits of information you can find in the Insights tab. There's also a Photos tab, which I also mentioned is very important. If you're a business that heavily relies on images to appeal to your potential customers, this is a section where you can add photos. This is also, this is important for restaurants, for example. People love taking pictures of food and seeing pictures of food. So if you're a restaurant owner, this is something to consider, uploading photos here. You can also see photos that other people have uploaded to your business. So if people are taking photos of your food, they'll often, upload it to your GMB profile as well. So there's a kind of a user-generated content section. There's a service section in GMB as well, which is also very useful. And then, of course, you can select the users button there and manage who has access to your GMB profile. If you have staff working for you, you may want to assign another person access to your dashboard to kind of manage things. There's also a review section, which I'll talk a little bit more about as well. That is also one of the most important sections of your GMB dashboard. It's also very important to understand how Google determines local listings in search. So relevance, proximity, and prominence are the three things. So relevance being, how well a local listing matches what someone is searching for. If you're a pet store and you sell pet food, and someone does a search for auto repairs, you're not going to want to show up there. And if you do, there's definitely an issue. So you need to be relevant in the search terms that people are looking for. Proximity is another very important factor in how you show up in local search. If you are close to the person who's searching, you'll have a great chance of appearing. And prominence speaks to your online reputation, and that is through reviews that you receive from other users who have had an experience with your business. So yeah, this is just a bit of a recap on relevance, proximity, and prominence. I do want to spend a bit more time on prominence because it is important that you do develop a review strategy. It's actually very critical that not only you get reviews for your business, but how you manage them. So 84% of customers trust online reviews as much as they trust personal recommendations. That says a lot. Customers read an average of 10 online reviews before feeling able to trust a local business. Review signals make up 15% of Google local pack ranking factors, and 40% of customers only take into the account reviews written within the last 2 weeks. So, this is very relatable. If you've ever done some online shopping or you're thinking of making a big purchase, you'll often go to the internet and scour various websites, reading reviews from other customers and their experiences with the product. So having, a strong review strategy can really kind of pull some customers towards your business. They're also really important for getting clicks to your website. So this is just a shot of a listing on the side here for Denver personal injury lawyer. And then on the right-hand side, it's a heat map of users who have clicked those listings. So the most, popular clicks are the first two, and then one kind of near the bottom, as you can see, identified by this heat signature. So the first one you can see is an ad. So it's like a promotional listing that they paid to have up there. So that appears at the very top. Now, generally speaking, people, click things at the top just by nature. And that also it's kind of interesting that the second one, although it doesn't have many reviews, it only has one review, is also getting clicked a lot because it is the first organic listing in this results here. The next two don't really have many reviews or any reviews at all, and people aren't really clicking them all that much. And then the one at the bottom has the most reviews out of all these things, and that one's getting a very heavy dosage of clicks. It's got a 4.7 out of 5 rating with 20 reviews. So people are really clicking this one quite a bit. I wanted to talk a little bit about negative reviews. Now, people kind of freak out a little bit if they get a negative review for their business, but really, it's not the end of the world. These things do happen, and it actually kind of proves that all your reviews aren't fake. And people need to see negative reviews to kind of have that trust in a business. There is a bit of a sweet spot for reviews. So if in that sweet spot, it's kind of like the 4.4 to 4.7 range. If you're in that range with your rating in Google, you'll have a higher trust factor with people. So it's not the end of the world to get a negative review. So if you do get a negative review, though, it is important how you handle it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to assess whether the review is real or fake. If it's fake, you can flag it, and hopefully Google will take care of it. If it's real, you're going to want to respond to it. If you respond to negative reviews, you can help maybe change that person's kind of perception of your business. And for other people who are searching for information about your business, it shows that you do care and have a strong kind of customer service mindset that, if someone leaves you a crappy review, you're going to take that time and respond to them. You're also going to want to respond to positive reviews too. It's always a great idea to just respond to all reviews, positive or negative. 45% of customers say they're more likely to visit a business that responds to their negative reviews. So again, this really just kind of goes back to the fact that responding to negative reviews can actually flip customers into your direction. So this is just a little bit of a case study, which I found interesting. And it's about this guy, this Schlossberg lawyer, this guy, Aaron, who had a viral event. So he was in a restaurant somewhere and he was going off saying a bunch of racist stuff, and somebody filmed it and it got posted on social media. And then people figured out who he was, and then they started flooding his office or his business with negative reviews. As you can see there were close to 2,400 negative reviews in a very short amount of period of time. This guy may be a dirtbag, but these reviews are not genuine. They do go against Google's review policy because they're most likely not customers of his. So they don't really have the right to give his business a review. Although he may be, a bad guy, Google will look at this and eventually adjust these numbers. So this has happened with many businesses, and Google takes this stuff seriously for these kind of social media viral events. So just to kind of recap everything, to improve your local SEO, there are definitely a few things which will significantly help. So first off, ensure your website has all the relevant information, your NAP, your name, address, phone number. That needs to be prominently displayed all over the place so people can access it easily. Having a strong about and contact page, and to reflect location pages and details about those locations on your website. Very important. Claim your GMB listing. If you have, a new business, do this right away. If you have an old business and haven't done this, also get on that. And then optimize your GMB listing, including updates for COVID. People really want to see when businesses are open. They want to see if they're open during COVID. They want to see the hours that you're open. They want directions. They want to know what kind of services you offer. They want to look at your reviews. They want all this information, and it can be found all within GMB. And then, try to acquire as many reviews as possible, and also respond to them, both positive and negative. To, acquire reviews, it's not all that easy. In a perfect world, if you have a great product and service, people will just naturally leave you reviews. If you, provide a good service and have good customer service, people will, typically go on. If they're feeling happy and satisfied and good about, the product or service that they've received from you, they'll leave a review. If they don't, there's no shame in asking customers that you have good relationships with to leave a review. So that's very important, that you reach out to people that you trust, who have had a good experience with your business, and don't be shy about asking them for a review, because more than likely they'll do it, because it only takes a few minutes. Another thing that's important, and I wanted to quickly mention, is leverage the community. So Google My Business has a great community. There's a whole bunch of topics. There's blog posts. There are issues that other people have had where community members have helped out with. It's really just like a great place to learn, to ask questions. If you have a suggestion or have an idea for improving a specific feature, this is the place that you can go to. It's really just a great place to learn, and you can find it at that link there. So support.google.com/business/community. So that's the end of this slideshow and this tutorial. I hope you found it somewhat useful. If you remember the things on this slide here, on this recap slide, you'll have a really good chance at ranking in local search and hopefully getting some new customers for your business. So thank you very much. And again, hope you learned something. Thank you.